This is the season of memories, of the year now passing, of old friends and close family. Rebecca Doig can no longer experience that. At just 31, she's been diagnosed with a rare form of Alzheimer's, a disease that steals memory and life. At the same time, she's discovered she's expecting her first child. But by the time her baby's born, she may not be well enough to remember its name. Laura Sparks now with Rebecca's story.
It's tragic. I'll never suffer a greater tragedy in my life, I don't think. You know, it's hard. And the worst thing is it won't get better. It's a debilitating disease.
Now see if you can find CCUSED.
That one?
Yeah, there's,
CCC.
that's C, yeah, right. And where's the next C? There.
C.
All right, start circling them.
This one?
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Not a 31-year-old, and I think I cried for 2 days.
Are you looking forward to being a mum?
It's a bit daunting.
Rebecca Doig is like any first-time mum.
Oh, look at that. That looks like that's a ribs. You can see the ribs there. Look at that there. It's amazing in the spine. Looks like Predator.
Excited and anxious about the impending birth of her first child. What's it like for you to see your tummy growing?
Oh, it's crazy. It meant... Sorry, I can't believe... I can't remember what the question was.
So how do you feel having a round tummy, a little baby growing inside
I
you?
like it, it's cool.
But the awful horror facing Rebecca is that at some point after the baby is born, she will, through no fault of her own, forget its name.
Look at you there. Still you.
Still me, in there somewhere.
Cheeky thing.
At 31, she's one of the youngest ever to have a genetic form of Alzheimer's, a disease usually reserved for the elderly. Her husband, Scott, is devastated.
Your world caves in. I mean, this is my young, beautiful, energetic, exuberant, life of the party wife who, you know, is still Rebecca. She's always my wife, but she's, you know, she's not who she was.
Yeah.
And which way you going? That way?
Going this way.
Yeah, okay, that's the way. Okay, cool.
This way.
Scott sees how the disease ravages her brain on a daily basis. The decline, swift. 2 years ago, she was perfectly normal. Then things started changing.
She'd lose a bag twice a week, she'd lose her keys, forget where she parked the car, general vagueness. Just some tuna.
Eventually, Rebecca was diagnosed with depression, but her condition continued to worsen.
There you go. She's the one who lives with this and struggles with decision and rationale. And I see it in her. She wants to do something or convey something, it doesn't come out properly, and it frustrates her and she gets angry.
Rebecca, how angry do you get?
It's not so much anger, it's just something that you're thinking over, it takes about 5 minutes to do things, and I think, oh, it's just a little like that one thing that just you go, oh, and then if you get back to it, you have to start again.
In moments of clarity, the old Rebecca does surface, but then it all closes in again, clouding everything. Finally, 4 months ago, she was diagnosed with genetic Alzheimer's, an unbelievable discovery. At the same time, she realised she was pregnant.
And they're all jumping around going, oh, congratulations, but normally it would be probably one of the, best things that had happened to us as a couple, but there's many complications that go with that. Kiss your bag.
Over there, pop in.
Yeah, in you go.
Because Rebecca now can't work or be left at home alone, she's had to move 2 hours out of Sydney to stay with her parents.
I then thought, okay, well, we'll get a pension. Let's try and see if we can get a pension. And that hit a brick wall because, as I say, it's means tested against my wage, so she was not eligible for anything, which is kind of difficult.
So you've had to legally separate so Rebecca can get the pension?
Yes, that's the situation. We want to be together. We want to be together now, and we want to be together to bring up this child. And I'd shudder to think if Rebecca's parents weren't around. I mean, I would have nowhere to take her. I'd have nowhere to take her. I would have to quit my job, probably go on a carer's pension, and then she would get a pension, but I don't believe that's enough money to really survive. We certainly wouldn't be able to keep our house.
She wants to be with a husband, you know. Sydney's her home. Scott's a husband. And yet they say, we can't help you. There's nothing here for you. Sell your house, separate if you have to get money. There's an O, but there's no A's.
Rebecca's parents, Brian and Cheryl Martin, are doing everything they can for their daughter.
We're just trying to stimulate her brain. We try to help her find the answers, and she just circles them, and we always praise her when she finds one.
Both have changed their work hours to keep around-the-clock vigil.
And we'll have both Rebecca and the baby to look after, but Mum and I will manage. No trouble.
Our motto in this house is one day at a time.
This is where you're moving into, okay?
Their Martin's worst nightmare is that Rebecca will end up in an old age home with dementia. This is Brian's message to Centrelink and the government.
So when you're thinking about your health policies and your care policies, don't think old people. Think about the young people. You know, you imagine Rebecca being in a place with someone who's 75, 80 years old. There's no stimulation for her, and she can still do things. So, you know, think about the young people.
Let's go, baby.
Laura Sparks reporting there, and we do wish Rebecca and her family all the very best. Now, the